Silver's on the scene. Hope everyone's doing great. It is Saturday, August 30th, a little after 5 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. Saturday, August 30th, the start of a 3-day weekend. So I hope everyone's past week was great and you've kicked off your 3-day weekend starting today. I want to do a quick video that brings awareness to Sebastian Rogers, talks about a possible new theory, and I want to talk about some of the sightings and what that means to me. Silver's on the scene. So Sebastian Rogers missing, last seen on February 25th, 2024. That's this photo right here from the Texas Roadhouse. 3 other photos. Take a look closely. Have you seen me? $500,000 reward. Now our goal is to find him and get justice. And then to do so, we need to keep his awareness alive. All right? So, you clicked on this thumbnail right here. And this is what we're going to talk about. Sebastian Rogers, the awareness. That's the number one point for this video. The awareness. See his photo. See his face. Keep his awareness alive. Second thing I want to talk about are the sightings. Sightings that have been going on in the 18 months, gone 550 days he's been missing. And I don't want to throw a new theory your way. See what you think of it. See if it jogs your thought process, if it gets you thinking about, I didn't think about that, right? So, we'll start with jumping in right here. Say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Say his name. That's the easiest thing you can do, is just say his name. That'll lead you to posting a flyer on your social media, emailing it to a friend, physically going out and posting a flyer up in your community. He's been gone 550 days, ladies and gentlemen. 550 days. That's 1 year, 6 months, 3 days. 1 year, 6 months, and 3 days. No distraction in finding Sebastian. Bring him home. And when I mention this distraction, take a look at the At Night Media Twitter. It's X page, the At Night Media X page, and their recent posts over the last couple of days. They talk about distractions. Okay, before I jump in after this awareness, I got to bring up this right here. Okay, what are we looking at? This is Sumner County, I think it says General Session Court. Okay, right next to it, right here, this is where Silver's has been. Okay, look, somebody was looking out when they did this. This is from Google Images. This is the Sumner County Sheriff's Department. Sumner County Sheriff's Department. See right here, Sumner County Sheriff's Office. So you go in this door here. This is where I went in, where I gave the evidence I believe I had collected that I thought could be relevant in finding Sebastian. I gave it to Detective Carter. This is right here. I believe I was parked right here. And at the time, they have a sign, missing flyer here, and there's a door here that you can't see. You may be able to see if we do this. Oops. I'm going to go this way. Right here, you can see there's a door right there. And they had a flyer there. Why did I bring this up? Seth Rogers, biological father of Sebastian. Today is August 30th. He started this past Tuesday, which I believe is August 26th. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday, 26, 27, 28, 29, he stood approximately right here, from what I could see, right here from the photos and videos that were online, with a megaphone or a karaoke type amplifier. What's the word I'm looking for? Speaker. And he addressed SCSO, Sumner County Sheriff's office, asking, why haven't we heard from you in over a year? My son has been missing 18 months. And he did it on the unfortunate anniversary of 18 months since Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has been missing. And from what I understand, 4 days standing here, no one ever came. I actually believe I saw a tweet or a post from Seth that says, I arrive, they leave. Something along those lines. So I wanted to bring that up. That's what a father does when his son has been missing for 1 year, 6 months. And now we're 1 year, 6 months, 3 days. Others weren't there. That's all I'm going to say. Others, that mean it's also someone else's son. But they weren't there. All right, before I jump any further, let me throw this up because who knows what I'm going to say, right? But the content in this video is intended for informational purposes only. Everything you see in this video is alleged, and it's my opinion. Not to be taken as facts, it's all my opinion. Please enjoy the video, and most importantly, thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. So a lot of things we're going to mention in here, especially with these topics, right? The awareness is real. This is true. This is unfortunately true that Sebastian last seen on February 25th, moments after this image here, as he leaves the Texas Roadhouse, last seen. That's true, and he's been missing 550 days. These are all facts. I wish they weren't, but they are, okay? So let's dive into sightings and new theory, all right? And remember, as we go through this, say his name. We are here for one goal, to find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. All right, so what are we talking about sightings? Let's start from the very first one. Before I go into this, Sebastian has possibly been seen by a lot of people. I've had people email me, one in particular that stands out, to where in his hometown of Hendersonville, this person drove by down a neighborhood and thought they saw him playing in the driveway. They emailed me, and I said, go back, go back. They did go back. And they spoke to the kid right at Sebastian's age, 15 or 16. Looked a lot like him, but it wasn't him. Okay? I've had several others tell me, one most recently, that they thought they saw him just a few weeks after he went missing. But each one of these did do their due diligence, if you will, and walk up. So there's walk up and ask, hey, are you Sebastian? Or get close enough to see certain features. That's the way I identify faces. We all see Sebastian here, and that's what we're seeing is like a front-on shot of his face. There's been a couple of body shots, a couple of videos out there, but we don't know, as well as his mom and dad, the demeanor. But right here, this photo here looks very similar to the way what we've seen, right? And now we have him walking out of the roadhouse, going into the roadhouse, to give us a little bit more idea of how he walks. Personally, I believe I've seen him 4 different times, or I believe this could be him 4 different times. First one was in Knoxville, Tennessee, probably 2 more in Tennessee, and at least 1 in Georgia, to where I've done exactly that. It's very, it catches you in that moment. What will you do? But you get up, you get close to the child, and you realize it's not him, based on features you see here. If this happens to you, then once you believe, if you believe with all your being that is Sebastian you're looking at, that it's him, then call 911. All right? So this sighting here was North Carolina. And I remember it being one of the biggest sightings, at least at the time, or one of the most published. And as soon as I saw it, I mean, that's probably him. He's alive. He's well. What is he doing there? And as we all know, Seth drove over there, and then finally they contacted the family, and it was not Sebastian. Okay? There was this sighting that I don't know if many people remember, but this sighting was, it looks like June 11th, around midnight, from a Blink door cam, and it was in Wisconsin. And, the first thing I think when I saw it for the first time was he looks a little heavier than Sebastian. but the glasses, the hair. So, and this also came out to be not Sebastian. Most recently, I think this is the most recent one. And this was in Virginia, I believe Bristol, Virginia. There's there's a little video of this kid walking across the street. Obviously went to the store for something, and you can see the hair and also a little thicker build, I believe. But there's during this photo he turns to the side and stuff. He is wearing glasses, and I believe Seth went to investigate this, right? So what do we have? We have Seth was here for the last 4 days. Why are you not speaking about my son? Seth drove here. Seth drove here. This is a dad who wants his son back and will do whatever to get him back. And I say this is most recent. This is most recent from people out there finding. And if you'll go to At Night page, I mentioned them earlier. They just posted this today, and this happened back in early August, and it was over in Israel, believe it or not, Israel. And these were photos, images from, I believe, a video, maybe possibly, of a teenager, what appears to be a teenager. I don't know why that does that. It drives me crazy. Sorry about that. Very similar, I believe. I was looking at these today when they posted them, and definitely the build, he could be like an older brother to Sebastian, I would believe. But there might be some facial features different, but very similar. Very similar. But if you look at the post, that was earlier today, cleared. Was not Sebastian. So, cleared. 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 That's just 4. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I bring this up? Why am I talking about these sightings? It leads me to my next point, which is the theory. Before I say anything further, and with a disclaimer, everyone knows that I hope I'm wrong. I think everyone knows first that, unfortunately, I don't believe Sebastian's still with us. I hate even saying those words. I hate saying them for Seth mainly, if he's listening to this or if he hears this, or someone hears it and tells him. And secondly, because I don't want this boy not to be around anymore. I want him alive and well. I love being right. I love studying what I'm going to present and it be correct. I hope I am wrong when I say I don't believe he's with us. But sighting after sighting after sighting, very close, very similar. In some cases could be twin. You think of something like this, it's like almost a twin. Right? But not Sebastian. So, that leads me into my theory. My new theory. Because forever, I believe that Sebastian did come home from the Texas Roadhouse. I believe he did take out the trash. I believe he was in the home. And the mystery was, how did he get out of the home? Okay? I've always believed that there was an accident in the home, for whatever the reasons are, and that he got hurt, and he was removed at 3 a.m., the lights, and then we don't know where he is. But speaking with others, talking through some things, going to these images that I shared on 2 videos ago of this house that we are still looking into, okay? I'll just say from Donna, it can't be ruled out or it can't be ruled in. It's 50-50. So it's not like, nope, that's not what I saw, as well as it could be what I saw. So we're looking in that, and that kind of leads into this theory. So, as I said, they leave the Texas Roadhouse, Katie, Sebastian, they go home. Something happens in the middle of the night. He gets brought out at 3 a.m. hurt, maybe hurt really bad, and then we don't know where he is, and he's no longer with us. Always going that route, him at the house. I've not changed. That is a strong possibility, but what if? So listen to this new theory. Follow me here. And it's going to not sound new to a lot of people because a lot of people don't believe he made it home. But there's some new into it as far as how to connect things that we know. So let's just follow along. Here we go. Texas Roadhouse, they leave. Somewhere around 6:30. I'm not going to get into the exact times. So somewhere around 6:30 or so, they leave. At that time, it's starting to get dark. You can see the dusk. So they make their way on the way home. On the way home, Sebastian does not come home. Somewhere between Texas Roadhouse and his home, allegedly, in my opinion, in this new theory, something happens. Something happens in way of not an accident and not that Katie dropped him somewhere hurt, but a plan of he's going to go somewhere with someone. So on the way home, she pulls off somewhere. It's about a 5 or 6 mile drive, I believe. At some point, she pulls off before she reaches the home, and she says to Sebastian, hey, I need you to go with whomever that is. In my opinion, allegedly, I believe that's somebody he knew, and he knew well. Someone he wouldn't even question, I'm going to go stay a few hours with him, or maybe even told, I need you to spend the night with him. So I believe he gets in the car willingly, no issues. She goes home, he goes with them. Approximately, 15 minutes to an hour later, the trash is taken out. And from what we've not seen the video, but from what you hear Seth say, it doesn't look like my son. They're wearing a hoodie. Sebastian, as you see here, is not wearing a hoodie. This was roughly an hour prior. He leaves the roadhouse without a hoodie. He didn't seem to be cold. So you have to ask yourself, within an hour, why would he put a hoodie on just to take the trash out? You roll it out and you come back in. At the same time, we know people who tried to hide themselves wear hoodies. A hoodie and a hat and glasses. Best way to hide yourself. Glasses, sunglasses and hat does it. Add a hoodie, you're really covered. We also know that he was wearing this at the roadhouse. Katie was wearing a black hoodie. Allegedly, in my opinion, did she get home, give it time to get darker, and she rolled the trash can out? We also see, and I don't have the images here, but we also see that, Sebastian's about like this height, right? I mean, that's another reason it looks like him. But guess what? As they walked in and out of that roadhouse, they're the same height. So it's dark, black hoodie. Is that Katie or is that Sebastian that took the trash out? In this theory, it would be Katie, allegedly, in my opinion. So she takes the trash out. She goes back in. Now she's got to give the perception from neighbors and people with cameras that he's there. So there's reports of his light going off and his light coming on and, just random times just to make it appear like he's in his room. The phone call, 9 to midnight. Probably most likely that phone call happened. At least phones were on. So it appears to law enforcement they were talking. I believe a lot of planning was going on. See, these are things that some of these things aren't completely new yet. So what about the clothes Sebastian has on here at the roadhouse? How do those clothes get back if you're not making him take those clothes off? Which I don't believe they did. He was in the car and got in the car with someone else. I believe 3 a.m. That car does involve the Proudfoot home. It does involve Katie, in my opinion, allegedly, like what I've always believed. But in this scenario, she's not bringing Sebastian out. She's coming out on her own, hoodie again, out the back door where it's dark, and she's picking up the clothes. She could be bringing things out to give to whoever has him, as well as she needs these clothes when she reports him missing. So that's the 3 a.m. flashlight. Fast forward to 6 a.m. She's driving around 6 to 6:30. She's driving around the neighborhood. We see from camera footage that allegedly her windows are up from what it looks like, and there's no sticking your head out the window screaming for Sebastian, more just driving around, in my opinion, for appearance, as well as what if, just think about this, what if she needed to get something out of the house? From 3 a.m. when she retrieved what someone brought her or gave them something to 6 a.m. she realized, I don't have his shoes. Or I have the flashlight, the little flashlight, I need to give it. So she goes out, and allegedly rumored that the mother-in-law was in the area at this time. Allegedly rumored, that's what you hear. Could there have been an exchange of some personal belonging of Sebastian's? So, let's back up here. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, gone to 550 days, 1 year, 6 months, 3 days. The theory, he doesn't come home from the roadhouse. He's given to someone he knows. He goes willingly. Katie takes out the trash to make it appear like it's him. Katie flips his light on and off. Has the phone call to plan future things. 3 a.m. she goes out to either take items of Sebastian's to whoever had him, or to, at minimum, retrieve his clothes so she has them in the house for the next day. Maybe she's taking out the clothes he was put in, as well as getting the clothes he was in. And 6 a.m., possibly, allegedly, she was taking something else out. Now, with all this being said and done, was he taken here? Is he still here? Or where was he taken? Now, so what's new to this? New about the 3 a.m., not him coming out. New about the 6 a.m., her taking something. And also, the birds chirp. The birds chirp. You hear on certain channels and certain media, you see that allegedly from 1:30 to 3, the Apple Watch everyone's asking about showed a heightened heart rate. Allegedly. Disclaimer on the wall, right? But allegedly it showed activity. That would fit right into everything I just said. Now, with this same theory, I'll take a pause. Just like I said with him coming home and hurt in the home, I believe the plan was to keep him from Seth for whatever the reasons. Maybe a dual plan. Get him out of the home with his half-sister coming over in not long. Get him away from Seth. And just keep him somewhere safe for I don't know how long. And much like what I believe could have happened in the home, an accident, maybe that accident happened wherever he was taken. All right? So, what are we looking at here? This is Hendersonville, Tennessee. All right? And I believe, right here, the Roadhouse, right? So the quickest way from the Roadhouse is when you come out and you get on this main road here, right here, see it? It's called Drakes Creek Road. Okay. You'll come down to, you'll come right over this 386, come out of Texas Roadhouse, over this 386. You'll come down, and your first road will be Stop 30 Road. You take a left, and you come down Stop 30, and then you come to another major road, which is New Shackle Island Road. Okay, this across the street here at this point would be the gas station that allegedly somebody may have seen Katie there. Could she have stopped there and done an exchange? Could she have pulled into here where it's wooded or anywhere along the way? But then you come down New Shackle Road, and New Shackle Road will meet Long Hollow Pike, and at this point it turns into New Hope Road, which goes by Worsham's and the storage building. But you turn left here, you go by his high school, middle school and high school, the the cemetery, the new neighborhood, and then you would pull into his neighborhood right here and eventually right to his house. So, option A, he came home. He took the trash out. He got hurt. He was brought out at 3 a.m. and he's gone. Option B, he never made it home. He was handed to someone he knew. His mother took the trash out. At 3 a.m. brought his belongings out or retrieved some of his belongings. And he's never seen again. So, allegedly, in my opinion, where is Sebastian Rogers? And I'm not one to lose hope at all, but when you start looking at all these different sightings, and a lot of them look, especially this one, like Sebastian, and they're not him. And then the 4 people I've seen, that some of them even look more like him than some of these photos, not him. Others I've heard, some told me directly how they've encountered, not him. Where is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? So that's the question. Let me throw up the thumbnail once again so we can make sure we got everything. That's the Google Maps. All right, so the question was, we're here for the awareness of Sebastian. New theory, that theory being he did not come home. And the sightings we just talked about. You know, I just thought of something too, and I didn't even know this. This is a thumbnail. I didn't even know this, but these 2 dogs, look at this. He loved them. He loves these dogs. They love him. I've always had a problem with these dogs not barking if he was leaving the house. But if he didn't come home that night, the dogs will not know. And maybe that's just another piece to say that my new theory, because I've always said, so the theory is new to me. Maybe he didn't come home, allegedly. All right. Sebastian Rogers gone, 550 days. I like to say again, Seth, if someone hears this, they can tell him if he hears it. I wish I could have been there right beside you. It's great what you were doing. And I believe none of us were shocked with the response you got, because your son's been gone 550 days, 1 year, 6 months, 3 days. Where's the biggest distraction? We need to know what they're doing in your son's case. Sumner County Sheriff's Office. And once again, take a look at Night's posts. Not only do they have the post of the recent sighting over in Israel and how it didn't pan out to be Sebastian, they also post about things that Sumner County Sheriff's Department's been saying and doing that doesn't seem to be right either. So check out their X account, and I'm going to be checking out this. And I'm hoping that within a week or so, maybe sooner, I can reveal some of these photos. But just know it's actively being looked at, because there's a lot of clues here. Do they have nothing to do with Sebastian? Do they have everything to do with Sebastian? Or maybe a little bit to do with Sebastian? All right? So, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of this Saturday, tomorrow Sunday, off work Monday, Labor Day. Woo, 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 woo. Rest yourself, recharge. I always told a friend, rest, recharge, relax, get ready to get back to the grind come Tuesday. So, say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let's bring him home. Thank you, everyone, for everything. I really appreciate it. Silver's on the scene. Silver's on the scene. Until next time, let's throw this up. Stay tuned. Say his name. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you. And Seth, thank you for all you're doing.